Welcome to ClubhouseNews.com. You're tuned in to Clubhouse News Weekend for the week ending Saturday, July 18th. I'm Skylar.
And I'm Joshua. The United States and Iran have reached a deal to limit Iran's nuclear program. If approved by the U.S. Congress, which is less than certain, it would lift economic sanctions or restrictions against Iran in exchange for limiting their ability to develop nuclear weapons. Since 1979, the USA and its allies have been concerned that Iran was developing nuclear power to make weapons, rather than just to create energy, like electricity and heat. For decades, the leaders of the two nations didn't talk to one another, and the USA coordinated international trade restrictions on Iran, which crippled their economy financially. Well, money talks. After a historic phone call between President Obama and Iranian President Rouhani last September, nuclear talks began a USA-led effort that included Russia, China, Britain, France, and Germany. The result? A highly controversial agreement whose purpose is to stop, or at least delay, Iran from creating a nuclear weapon by allowing UN inspectors to inspect their nuclear facilities. Now, some people think this deal is terrible, like Israel, who is Iran's enemy, and thinks Iran has agreed to this deal so they can pump money into their hurting economy and are going to do what they want anyway.
The EU, or European Union, has bailed out Greece. Again. The country of Greece and its 11 million citizens has a problem. A spending problem. You see, the Greek government keeps spending billions more than it takes in, and when that happens, well, you either go broke or keep borrowing money to pay your debts. Luckily for Greece, the EU leaders, including Germany and France, last week reached a deal with them to save the debt-ridden country from total financial ruin. For the third time. They've agreed to loan Greece billions of euros, that's the currency in Europe, more in exchange for Greece. Again, promising to make major reforms, or changes, to slow down government spending that's ballooned the country's debt to over 300 billion euros.
El Chapo breaks out of Mexican jail. Again. Notorious Mexican criminal Joaquin Guzman, known as El Chapo, has escaped from a maximum security prison in Mexico City, Mexico. Again. On July 11th, it was discovered that El Chapo, which means short and stocky in Spanish, was missing from his cell. He'd seemingly vanished into thin air. How did he do it? Well, he, or someone, dug a very long tunnel under the jail and El Chapo just walked out. A half a mile through an abandoned house. Sounds a lot harder than the way he escaped the last time, which was back in 2001, when he hid in a laundry cart and was carted out, along with dirty towels and sheets. The Mexican government is offering a $3.8 million reward for information leading to Guzman's capture. Then $5 million for the next time, and then the next time after that, and so on.
On Friday, a fast-moving wildfire spread through the Cajon Pass and literally jumped over the Interstate 15 freeway, destroying everything in its path. The I-15 is the main route between Los Angeles, California and Las Vegas, Nevada, and this caused for a long delay for anyone traveling. Over 3,000 acres had been burned and the freeway was completely shut down in both directions. Commuters driving on the freeway were forced to abandon their vehicles and evacuate the area. Firefighters, helicopters, and airplanes carrying water and flame retardant were brought in to help put out the fires burning in the brush, as well as the many cars that were engulfed in flames on the freeway.